AskReddit by I did not know. If you could bankrupt one company, which one would you pick and why? The Church of Scientology. There's a Scientology establishment in my city that I frequently pass on my route home from work, and every day I go by I wonder how the fuck that building hasn't been vandalized to hell at this point. Bank of America. I deposited $750 one time and somehow they still can't find it 5 years later. Even though I had the receipt for the deposit, they still would not honor it. Fuck them and their mothers. File a report with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and it'll be fixed in under a month. I think if you want to see the world burn, Deutsche Bank would be high on the list. Also, it would be well deserved. DB already fell off on its own. It's just a glorified wealth management shop at this point. DuPont for poisoning so many people. I live upriver from the Washington Works Chemers, formerly DuPont, plant where they manufactured Teflon. They've detected C8 in the river water of an upstream tributary to the Ohio in my town. I find the local effects of the manufacturing process alone to be absolutely crazy, and then I remember that Teflon was sold worldwide and these forever chemicals have contaminated the entire globe. The roofing company that failed to fix the leak in my roof after 2 years. They did go bankrupt though. Roof still leaks. Now their shitty business practices did. I sadly got screwed out of £1.30 Edit. Obviously misclicked and replied to myself. Nestle is the scum of the earth. Nestle owns the scum of the earth, and will now charge you for each drop of it that is taken. 5-minute crafts. Let's see if they can make a life hack for company getting bankrupt. Troom is similar but cringer. Ticketmaster. Venue fee. Ticketmaster fee. Seat reservation fee. Floor space reservation fee. Print at home fee. Will call fee. Scan on your phone fee. Popular band fee. Unpopular band fee. Because we can fee. Fuck you fee. Fuck Nassau. Still supporting slavery in Ivory Coast. Comcast. My hatred for Comcast knows no bounds. But they know they have me under their thumb because there's literally no other option where I live. My last job. Small company. I'm usually not into schadenfreude, but I would watch that boss burn at the stake while grilling marshmallows. Happened to the last small toxic company I worked at. I am thrilled. Ticketmaster. This company deserves to be on this list twice. Edit. Yes, I'm aware it is on here twice or more. When I made the comment, this was the second time I saw it. A few months ago my kids put up a lemonade stand in our driveway. It was cute and they were selling cups of lemonade for $1 a cup. After a few hours they made around $100 from sales and tips, which was cool as a dad to see. The following week the kids across the street did the same thing. I choose them. Taking out the competition? I admire your ruthlessness. Meter. They are doing that to themselves already. Facebook or Meter. That would bring down so many others attached to it. Maximum destruction. Tencent, so I will finally be free from my League of Legends addiction. Nah, they'll just quickly drop another Lux and Case skin and they'll be back in business. Sorry man. Autism Speaks, they don't represent us. Yeah, they talk about autism like it's some sort of horrible pestilence that's gonna ruin the lives of the people who have it, and everyone around them. We should just get rid of Autism Speaks already. Live Nation ticket bastard, fuck those guys and their monopoly. The Murdoch Group. The amount of damage that man has done to the UK, us and Australia should see him imprisoned for life. It's like, if I destabilized multiple democracies to make money and amuse my friends, it would be a problem and illegal and we'd be war criminals with a propaganda monopoly. But that one guy can do it. It's fine. Nestle. I couldn't pick just one. Can I have an easier question? Nestle because they're Nestle. I remember reading an article about them saying water wasn't a human right and them sorta killing babies. To be more specific, they gave poor mums free baby formula samples, got them hooked to the point the mums couldn't produce breast milk, then if the mothers couldn't afford the baby formula then the child would starve and die. It was horrifying. All that to add a couple of bucks to bottom line. If the people responsible were still alive I'd spit in their faces. BlackRock because they have too much power over lawmakers through their ownership of large segments of the economy. I accept this as an alternative to Nestle. I'm surprised no one said Monsanto or Chevron. Those are real evil core. Edit. Since this comment is getting a bit of visibility, please take a look at this article about how truly awful Chevron is. https://commentis-free/2022/feb/08/Chevron-Amazon-Ecuador-Stephen-Donziger-Aaron-Brokovic. I did a job at a Bayer phosphate plant and when everyone in town's getting cancer and they all know why, couldn't wait to get off of that one. Also ironic that the people who promote killing weeds also sell blood pressure medication derived from dandelions or other weeds. Attendamp Tea. They are literally the most obnoxious, money-grabbing company I know. Their commercials are stupid. They bought Time Warner for the media. They own HBO. HBO is failing because Attendamp Tea will not fund projects at the level needed to succeed. Their accounting is 2 weeks behind when I pay them, so they always have more of my money because the auto draft doesn't recognize the payment I made 3 days before the auto draft. They are the carrier who is farthest behind on 5G. The only reason I have them for my internet is because Spectrum is worse. I have to change between Attendamp Tea and Spectrum every 2 years to keep my internet rate down. I hate them both, but I think Attendamp Tea stifles innovation more. They do pay my mother a big dividend though. Whoopee. They no longer own HBO. They spun off the media business they acquired into its own entity, Warner Brothers Discovery. It's been a disaster since. Airbnb. B. The short-term rental market has had a devastating effect on both long-term renters and people trying to buy primary residences. There's an old guy in my neighborhood that I call Block Captain Bill. He's the type of old guy who knows the whole neighborhood, who lives where and how many people live. He brings everyone's trash bins up to the house after it gets emptied. His neighbor told him was gonna sell and downsize. Bill caught wind an investor was thinking about turning it into an Airbnb. Block Captain says, not in my fucking neighborhood, and promptly paid $450 cash to buy it from his neighbor. HSBC. It's the bank that drug lords and money launderers use because they really don't care or even try to. And make sure stuff is legit. To the best of my knowledge, while they were involved in shady stuff in the past, they have significantly tightened their anti-money laundering and countering of terrorism financing practices due to the heavy level of scrutiny that they are under. For them it was either doing this or having them be blacklisted by a good number of systemically important organizations. Please note that this information is of questionable veracity. Source: lawyer with some second-hand insights. Shell. Screw them and what they do to the environment in Nigeria. Shell? What do they do in Nigeria? I need to know. Meta, because Facebook. The Sun. The tabloid.